Welcome to Piano Inspires podcast, celebrating pianists, teachers, and innovators as they share their inspiring stories about the transformative power of music.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Dr. Luis Sanchez. I am professor of piano at Texas A&M University Commerce, and I serve as Director of International Engagement for the Francis Clark Center. Today, I'm delighted and honored to have the renowned concert pianist Olga Kern with us as our guest. Russian-American pianist Olga Kern is now recognized as one of her generation's great pianists. She jump-started her career in the United States with her historic gold medal win at the Cliburn International Piano Competition in Fort Worth, Texas, as the first woman to do so in more than 30 years. First prize winner of the Rachmaninoff International Piano Competition at 17, Kern is a laureate of many international competitions. She has appeared at the most prestigious concert halls and performed with the most important orchestras. In 2016, she served as jury chairman of both the 7th Cliburn International Amateur Piano Competition and the first Olga Kern International Piano Competition, where she also holds the artistic director position. Olga Kern frequently gives master classes and since 2017 has served on the piano faculty of the prestigious Manhattan School of Music. Olga, I am just so delighted to share this time with you today.
Thank you.
So I thought we could spend a little bit of our time today just going back in time to your childhood and how did music come about for you?
I must say that I am very lucky that, I was born and grew up in a family of musicians. I think certainly, being in the music atmosphere all the time, in the piano music especially, because both my parents were pianists and piano professors, helped me, of course, and it was more natural. I know that for a lot of kids with the parents of a totally different profession, being in music by themselves, it's definitely harder. In my case, it was just, as I say, natural and easy. I always wanted to play piano. Since I was born, probably even when I was in my mom's belly, when she was pregnant with me, I already knew that I loved piano and I wanted to play piano. Even though when I was around 3 years old, my mom wanted me to take ballet classes.
Okay.
And I went there for some time and I told her, even in that early age, I told her, I don't want this. I don't feel, doing that. I just wanted to sit at the piano and start taking piano lessons.
Right.
Instead. And I just loved watching ballet, but I didn't like to put my leg up all the way and stay there and exercise for hours and hours. And I loved, being at the piano and practice for many hours. That was not a problem. So I always loved piano as an instrument, and I didn't want to play anything else. So that was very easy for me. The choice actually was made by me. As long as I remember myself, it was kind of yes from the beginning. My first concert was when I was 7 years old, and it was with the orchestra. I played Haydn Concerto, and I went on that stage. I felt the stage light on me and the energy of the public. I felt so good. I didn't want to leave. I just wanted to stay there. I just felt so comfortable. So I knew that's what exactly I want to do. And of course, it requires a lot of work. I was very lucky. I had wonderful teachers. They were really. They knew how to, work with me. It's very personal, of course, and job of the teacher is one of the most difficult jobs.
Of course.
And to find the right approach for each student is very challenging. And for my teachers, I'm very thankful. It was always the right way of handling, me as a young musician, knowing what exactly I need, how to approach me in the right way, and that was always there for me. I was never felt like I was pushed in the wrong direction, which is possible and very often. But I felt that everything was really going in the right way, and being a teenager, of course, always you have doubts about a lot of things. But I knew always that music is my path and this is what I want to do.
Wonderful. Do you have memories of maybe your first teacher? Anything that comes to mind from those days?
Yes, I was very interesting. One of the first times, because my mom, of course, started teaching me, putting the right position on my hand and teaching me basics. And then my first teacher was a very famous professor, Artabalevskaya, and she has all the pianists from that time. They all started with her because she had also her own method of how to teach young kids. And I'll never forget. I was coming to her apartment because she was already old woman and she was never teaching that time in the school already, so everyone was coming to her place. And I remember she had a special notebook for each kid with a little packets, and if you were doing well, she had a little rounds, red rounds. It's just a little like a patches to
stickers,
put the stickers to put in the pocket. And if she was giving it to you the red one, it means that it was really good for the lesson. And I was always wanting as much red little stickers as possible. And once, I don't even remember what I did. I think I was just behaving not properly, being a little kid. I just found some, there was another kid waiting, and then we found some game together. We start a little bit being loud or something like that. I think that's why she gave me a blue one.
Oh no.
Yes.
You got the
and
blue.
I will never forget how I was devastated.
How old were you at that time?
I think I was like 4.5, 5 years old. And I knew that I need to show it to my mom. I was so scared. But, she was really a smart teacher, because she said, I'm giving you that blue sticker, but when you will come back home, you need to understand that this blue sticker must disappear. You bring it home, and then you understand what you did wrong, and then you can throw it away. Don't put it in your don't put it in your pocket. Just keep it until you come home, and then throw it away. And I'll never forget how somehow important for me was that lesson, that I didn't want to have any more blue stickers.
Mm-hmm.
I was behaving well since that time. I only was having the red ones. And recently, in the COVID time, I was, cleaning all, the old stuff with my mom in my apartment, and I found that notebook.
Really?
Yes, so old. And then there is, her notes for my parents to know what to give a practice and everything. And I saw all this red, stickers, and I remember that blue one.
And you couldn't find it though, right?
No. And then I remember, yes, I threw it away. I was so happy to just get rid of it,
Of course.
And then I felt good about it. But that memory of that childhood experience with my teacher, how interesting it was. But
sounds
that was
that way.
very, very important for me somehow. The
Wow.
stickers.
Now, with your parents being musicians and being born into a family of musicians, who influenced you in those days?
I always loved recordings. We had LPs that time, and my parents had quite a good collection of LPs, and a lot of them was Van Cliburn playing, because both my parents actually went to first Tchaikovsky competition to listen. And of course, they absolutely loved Van as all that time. People, he was a hero for that time, and she had always. My mom had a lot of photos with his signature, and when I met him and told him that I actually have a collection of photos.
That must have been special.
Yes, I showed him some, and he's like, "Wow, that's I never even had one picture like this." So it's a unique photos from with his signature from him to my mom, and of course the LPs, they're still with me, and I must say that that recordings really changed my perspective on Rachmaninoff and Tchaikovsky that time, because that playing was just so beautiful in the terms of how he listened to the sound, how he was singing every melody, and as we know, the recordings of Rachmaninoff himself, it's just totally different. So for me, that difference to what he found in that music, that singing tone, was really important. And I will never forget my first live concert experience. There were two really important ones. One was Vladimir Horowitz, when he came back with a historical concert in the Tchaikovsky big concert hall and conservatory, and my grandfather had one ticket, and he gave it to me. So
how old were you then?
I was I think around 10 years old, and you could actually, because it's the DVD of the concert is available, so you could see, one of the first rows with blonde curly hair. It's me.
It's you.
Yes.
Oh, we have to watch
enjoying. I was blown away by that concert, by the sound it was making, and all the gradation of the sounds from huge to really pianissimos, and I will never forget this. It's even now I have it like it was yesterday. This is how big influence or impact.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And another live concert, which was also so important for me, was Sviatoslav Richter. And he came to Gnesin school where my brothers were studying, and my mom took me from my school. I studied at Central Music School, and then we went to take my brother, and there was no indication of anywhere of any posters that Richter will come and perform. And then my mom actually spot him in the corridor of the school, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's Sviatoslav Richter. What is he doing in the Gnesin school?" And then she asked around. Of course, she couldn't even bother him, and then they said, yes, he's just coming. It's a special private little concert for the school, and he didn't want to have a buzz about it, and because he was very good friend with the director of the school at the time, and she said, "Okay, we are staying, we are not going back home." And at the home that time. We lived quite far away from the school, so going back and forth in the train and coming back would not make any sense. So we were just waiting for that concert, and I'll never forget. He was already an older man with the candles on the piano. He liked less light, and he played Brahms Paganini variations, and it's a very small concert hall in that school, very beautiful old building, and the seats are very close to the stage. And when he started, I felt like that sound blown me away it was like a storm, and he took all of us. It was so magical because of the candlelights, the sound of Brahms, how he made this sound. It's a big, beautiful, warm sound, and I was just completely in a different world. And the whole time he played, I felt like, where am I? It can't
You were
be.
transported.
It can be. Yes, and
Yes.
it just went so quickly. I just wanted more. So this kind of experiences as a child, I always tell my students it's so important to go to a live concert, because you always experience something so special for yourself. And as a growing musician, I think it's always teaching us the live concerts, the moments in a any instrument or a voice. Just one or two phrases sometimes can teach you more than just sitting at the piano practicing
So
for
true.
5 hours. So that's for me it was very, very important.
So early on, you have all these wonderful experiences. Today, you enjoy this incredible career. You have challenges along the way.
I think as a musician, we all have challenges, and I feel like it's always a learning process, which is fantastic because it's never boring.
Right.
Right?
Always on edge.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So I always try to see and open for myself a new part of a music world. The composer, which I never played before, is always challenging. If I know what I can do and what I'm comfortable with, and composers I play along the way since the childhood, and I understand. But then there's some things which I know there's, and actually so many fantastic pieces, fantastic composers which I really want to play and which are new in my repertoire, also modern music. Sometimes you need to find the right approach to it,
Right.
and it's not necessarily only with the sound or how you approach the instrument, but also you need to learn about this composer. You need to know what was happening while he was or her composing this particular piece. So I think that to emerge in the life of that particular composer is very important. Reading, okay, not necessarily about the composer, but that time
history,
living
right.
writers and the history, and then the art, the paintings,
Everything.
the everything, what the composer was writing, other pieces for another instruments, maybe symphony, maybe opera, maybe the chamber music. It really gives you a different perspective of what you are looking for, and actually helping along the way in the learning process, and make challenges look easier and more understandable. Sometimes it takes longer time, of course, and sometimes I feel that I learn the piece and I feel that this is not the right time for me, and I just take it
away.
and put it away for maybe a year or even 2 or maybe more. And then I feel like this is now a need for me to come back to this piece and work on it more. And sometimes it works really quickly, and I know what I want. And sometimes I still need more time. And I love a learning process. It's my actually favorite thing.
Okay.
So
Will you
I
share
never
some
have
more about it?
I never have a problem to
Yes.
you know, of course, practicing for us is just being with the instrument alone. I at the time right now I have a lot of responsibilities as a teacher, of course, traveling a lot with my family. I'm also director of the chamber music series at the Virginia Arts Festival. I have my competition. I'm helping young pianists with their career if as much as I can. So there is a lot of things happening with me, but I need to always find the time to just be with my piano, and
Right.
that is my favorite time because I'm alone. There is no cell
It's
phone,
you and the piano.
there is no computer, and it's this world of music. And of course, in the times when I'm traveling, as I said, I can find something inspirational which I can put in the specific piece of music I'm performing at the moment. And it's very important for me to go to the museum, to just talk with the local people
Right.
and meet someone interesting. It's always inspiring. And then I feel that, okay, this is the time I can do something with the piece now, because I feel that there is more colors. I feel that there is a different image I have in my head. Sometimes it's just changing the whole concept of idea what I want to do with the piece. And believe it or not, sometimes the piece I play for many years, I go and perform with for example, a concerto with the orchestra, and working with a great conductor give me a different perspective, a
fresh
new
look.
fresh look. And a lot of times, people are asking me how you can also keep fresh something while you play for many years.
True.
But working with someone great, and it is already inspiring, but you actually, if you want to be open to suggestions, you can open and you can learn so much from a great conductor who is working with you at the moment. And actually, for me now, I feel like performing with the orchestra is like a very intimate chamber music making in a way. Yes, it's 80 people with you, but it's the same thing. It's the same. If you will approach it this way, you hear the difference in the instruments. You feel that you need sometimes be there for the flute,
Right.
not the flute be
For
with
you.
you know. So you are actually exchanging and changing yourself with that musicians who are with you on stage performing specific piece of music, because we are actually serving the composer.
Absolutely.
And we are responsible for what we are doing. And yes, I have more or less my base is my idea when I come and work with the orchestra, and I share this with the conductor, and then we work together. And sometimes some suggestions come along the way from the conductor, which I feel that this is what I'm missing, you know.
Right.
So when it's the working process and the rehearsals, this is what we are trying to find, and it's always kind of feel fresh. And for me, even with my strong ideas, sometimes I feel that no, I need to change something, and I need to hear a little bit more of this particular instruments. Sometimes even percussion. It's very important.
Yes.
You know, and just like one bar, but it's just changing everything, and it's just about a little detail. When I studied in in Italy, in Imola Piano Academy, it was always about details. It was really interesting approach um, to know that actually you can see, of course, everything in the music score. Composer already
Right.
indicated everything there, right? So just the process of looking at the scores, practicing with the scores, you can find so many details which
That are all
slipped
there.
in years of practicing before. I'm talking about the older piece you play, but if it's a new piece, I love just discovering how many things, of course, with the right additions, how many things can be found just in the music scores itself. With the additions, actually, thinking about Bach and how many approaches of different editions there is in our times right now, and different performances of the same
The same
piece. And it's just fascinating. Yes, Urtext is great because then you can Urtext edition that you can also put something personal. But if you also compare the other editions,
Yes.
you can see so many approaches with the ornaments.
Yes.
You
Different
know, the
readings of the
different
same
readings
material,
of French school, German school.
True.
It's very interesting and fascinating just to compare the scores. I love working with scores. So that's a little like inside things I like to do, and it really helps me with the practice process.
So, I mean, you live such an incredibly busy life with your teaching, your travel, and your concertizing. How do you balance your life so that, you can also have time to learn your repertoire or do other things?
Yes, the balance is everything. I remember after winning my Cliburn competition, there was so many concerts right away for me and traveling, and I always wanted to do this. That was my life. I actually wanted to participate in the competitions to have a possibility
The
to
opportunities,
perform,
right, yes.
to be on stage. For me, that was the most important thing. And then when I got this, and reading about Rachmaninoff's life when he had 300 concerts a year, I was thinking how he could even compose in between,
Right.
all of that incredible music and then perform in that level. And actually traveling that days was not as easy as now. So I was always thinking, I want to try how it feels to have that many travels, concerts, different repertoire, orchestra performances, solo, chamber music. It's always different. Plus the recordings. Plus it's all the time something happening. So for me, it was very challenging the first years to find the right balance. I have a very good friend, Chinese woman, is my really one of the best friends. She lives in Colorado, and she is a piano teacher. And she told me that balance is, of course, one of the most important things. Actually, from her, she told me you really need to know when to stop and just have just breathing between even practicing, just to find the balance of rest and do something else, and then work, and then the family. Everything needs to be balanced. To find this is very difficult, but it's very necessary. So it took me a few years to find that balance, and I found it. Of course, with the help in my family situation, with the help of my mom, because my son was very little, and I without help I couldn't do it, and my parents were always there for me. So I'm very thankful for that. And help is very important, and of course I know that when I'm practicing, I can't go like I can go for 5 hours non-stop, but then you also tired in your mind, and then these 5 hours sometimes not
right.
really productive. As also another example in Rachmaninoff's memoirs, he was writing to one of his friends, I don't have much time to practice because I'm traveling, I'm performing all the time, but if I have 1 to 2 hours a day with a productive practice, is definitely better than to sit at the piano 8 hours and have nothing, achieve.
Right.
So I always was thinking with all of the travels I have that actually I need to rest more and then come to practice with the clear mind 2 hours, but focused
Yes.
and working hard. And then in these 2 hours, you can really achieve so much more than when you have the whole day free. And you think, okay, no, you really need to be focused, and you need to have exact schedule in your mind if you have that much things happening. My friends are always fascinated how I have everything in order. I'm very on schedule kind of person. I like to know what's happening in the daytime, how much time I have for this particular thing, for that particular thing. I like to schedule things so I know my plan, especially in the day of the concert or day of the travels. It's always a different programs I'm performing, and sometimes it's a new piece. I always need to find the right balance and the right schedule for the old pieces I'm playing, for the new piece I'm working on. If I have a vacation, it's fantastic. But usually vacation is no more than 1 week, and you need to be very productive in that week. You also want to rest, right?
Rest as well.
It's
Yes,
very
important.
important. Otherwise, the productivity of work is not the same. So I always try to find the time for rest, for a good time, also to enjoy the theater. I love opera, so I try as much as I can on vacation to find time for this also, and it's inspirational for me, and it's very important. But also the practice, I also kind of divide how much time I can spend on the new piece, and what exactly I need to do with this piece, and how much time I have. Yes, in the vacation time is much more time. In the time of travels, that's sometimes very challenging because very often I don't have a piano with me, and I travel the whole day. I have an iPad. I have the music. I just check the music. I have the scores. I am going through the scores, and I already have a little understanding what exactly I want to do the next day with the new piece, for example. And with the old piece, it's just refreshing to, as we talked about before, just to see the scores and to see something. So for me, it's sometimes not even necessarily to have the piano, but to have knowing to have the time that I can spend even with the scores alone in the train or in the plane, just an hour. And it's immediately putting me in the focus. And then I know that I did something, and it just feels good, Right. And this feel is very important for me. It kind of gives me also that assurance in myself that yes, I'm almost ready, or yes, I'm ready. It's very important of the self-esteem, especially when you go on stage. You need to know that you're 100% ready, sometimes 200% ready for the new piece, right? So it's kind of like giving me that perspective when I know when and how I can work. And I always ask my manager to ask for the piano. It doesn't matter. It's sometimes in the middle of the night, especially when I'm playing a new piece. I'm arriving in China, for example, and I go straight from the airport. Many times it happens like this to the concert hall to practice for 1 hour at least. But I know that while I'm in the plane, I need to rest. If I know that I am arriving and I start, exactly. So I just try to kind of put myself in a different zen zone that I am resting right now. Nothing can bother me. Yes, I just put my headphones and noise cancellation and just in a different world. I try to do it. Sometimes it's not easy, because I don't want to sleep. I usually not really a good sleeper in a plane, but I just need to put myself that I need to rest a little bit because I'm coming to a different place, a new place, and I'm going through a lot of things, airport, and it's crazy with the travel these days. I need to go through all of this, and I still need to practice. So this is for me very important to know exactly what and how and when I can do what. So that's planning is important thing for balance.
Is crucial, absolutely.
Yes.
Sounds that way. Yes.
I always say to my students, when you're young, it's difficult to really plan everything, but they need to learn. Yes. They need to start learning. Because the life is always not so easy. Right? Yes, so you really need to be on schedule as much as possible.
So if we were looking at music and the role of music in the world, how do you think you and your work changing our world? In 2 minutes.
I must say that I never talk about myself in this way. I know that I'm just working and doing what I love to do. If I inspire someone, it's great. I think being inspired as a young musician is important, as I said already, especially when you're growing up, to have a role model. It's always important. And for me to have reactions from young people coming after the concert and saying that that was inspirational, I loved that piece, or how you approached that, and or tears in their eyes. I know that I moved someone in the right direction, but I never feel that I change the world, because as an artist, Maestro Slatkin told me once that if you feel that you achieved everything, you need to stop.
That's great advice.
Even in his age, he is still working and finding something to work on. So our profession, we never stop. And if we never stop, it means that we can still do something and change our own world a little bit in a better way. I know that winning the Cliburn competition in 2001 changed a lot of visual and perspective things on a woman pianist. I know it was important for me to win. I was never thinking about it this way, but just listening to a lot of response from the young girls telling me that they were looking actually at me, from that time. Mm-hmm. Yes, I feel that maybe I did something, and I touched these girls in the way that I showed them that everything's possible. And I know that there is a lot of great women performers right now, and I'm very proud of this.
That's fantastic. To close our chat today, one question that we're asking all our guests is, how does piano inspire you? In just a few words.
It always inspires me in the difficult situations. I sit at the piano, I perform, and just me and the instrument, I find such an incredible palette of colors. And the helping the health component of that sounds coming to me and playing that music, it's healing. There is a lot of actually works on that, that not just playing but listening to a piano music, it's a healing process, and I believe in this. It just can inspires you in the way that you can find such a incredible philosophical, incredible things in the pieces you're playing, but in the way it's just so understandable, and it's just so easy to hear it from this instrument because it's incredibly big, and it has everything. It has strings, it has pedals. It's the most beautiful form of all instruments, and for me, I always compare it to orchestra, of course, and a lot of great composers are comparing it to the orchestra. So it inspires me in a very different ways. Will always there for me in the very difficult situations, and just that orchestra sounds and that palette of sounds and the colors of this instrument doesn't compare with anything, not
else.
any other instruments. So for me, always inspirational, and no matter what I play, from baroque to a modern music, it always sounds different.
Right.
Yeah. So
thank you so much.
Great instrument.
Yes,
we have.
yes,
we are
a good
so
choice.
like exactly.
A good
yes,
choice,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
This has been wonderful to chat with you today.
you.
Thank you for your time and
Of course,
to
a pleasure.
share, highlights of your career, advice for our viewers.
Thank you.
So
thank you
you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you.
The Francis Clark Center is a not-for-profit educational organization that serves the advancement of piano teaching, learning, and performing. Divisions include Piano Magazine, Piano Inspires Kids, Journal for Piano Research, National Conference on Keyboard Pedagogy, the New School for Music Study, Piano Education Press, International Online Teacher Education, and Piano Inspires Online Community Hub. Please visit us at pianoinspires.com to learn more about our impactful work and inspiring community.